Right. Welcome, welcome. We have a new update. 08.05. Gotta readjust all my settings here. What was that using? There we go. Turn the sounds down. Give it a second. All right. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Right. Welcome, welcome. Heading back into Civil War. Welcome. Grand Tactician. Heading back into. Not the Civil War, the Civil Car. Not the Civil War, the Civil Car. Not the Civil War, the Civil Car. Not the Civil War. Change that up. All right. And with the new update 0805, let's jump back into the campaign. What? There we go. Load, and let's start. Left off, we had lost a couple battles in Northern Virginia. One was just mismanaged on my part. One, we were heavily outnumbered. I think we could have won, but our morale did not hold. And then the last battle we fought on the Wilderness battlefield sended the northern invaders packing home. Let's see if we can follow up on that. Also, we want to try and get the Army of Tennessee built up and ready to go under Johnson for a possible invasion of Kentucky. Zollicoffer had made it to Bowling Green and then had to retreat down to Knoxville when presented with a significantly larger force. So probably have to build up Zollicoffer, see if we can get him disgraced or taken off the battlefield in some form or fashion. Not that he's a terrible commander, but pretty close to a terrible commander. All right. So let's take a look. Northern Virginia, we've got our 3 forces here. Army of the Northwest was the first to engage. We've been recruiting heavily into this one with Early's brigade, Holmes's brigade. We still have a few days left on Maxie Gregg, and Alfred Colquitt. We do not yet have better weapons per se, but we'll at least get some upgrades going to Springfield muskets. Give them a little bit more of a fighting chance when we come up against Union forces again. While we're over here, let's go ahead. They did add a new filter, orders available. So let's, okay. Richmond carbines, all right, 61 days for 1,000, or 160 for 50,000. I don't think we need quite 50,000. 25,000 should get our order done. And yeah, 100 days is an acceptable time frame for these guys. I don't think we need any more howitzers. Let's see, what else can we produce? Anything of note? Not really. All right, fleets. I know we've had some ships get completed. Looks like our frigates are about halfway done. We've got our barks and brigs, not our sloops of war. And then a couple paddle steamers are finished, ready to go on some river squadrons. Let's go ahead and pull up the New Orleans squadron and move these forces over, and I want to get rid of the sailing ships. North Carolina squad, we'll give them another tender, and let's go James River for the 4th rate, another 4th rate, and then we'll round out the Savannah squadron with our sailing vessels. Come on. Schooners, barks, brigs. Looks like we can move the CSS Virginia in there, but we won't yet. The Pickens, we can move him in, and then we'll move this over to the James River Squadron. The idea being that James River is not going to move far, so we can use coal for that. Savannah Squadron will be our main attack squadron. So our sailing vessels, sloops of wars, and frigates will all go into here. Once we get the 200 guns of the 4 frigates, I think this will be a nice little force to get started with. All right, back over to armies. Western Army and Missouri State Guard. Let's see, can we possibly add, go with volunteers. Yeah, Missouri. Let's add a really large brigade with suitable rank and choose from Missouri officers. Whiteman. Who do we want to go with? Joseph O. Shelby. Let's, guess we'll go with Whiteman to command that force. Just really have the Springfield muskets available, so that'll beef up Price's command. So now we've got almost 14,000 in the Arkansas, Missouri area. Switch our filters back. Army of the Shenandoah is going to be our main striking force, 20,000 troops. Army of the Potomac, 10,000, but we're days away from getting any of those troops Right now it is artillery and cavalry, which actually served us quite well. The cavalry were able to protect the artillery in the last battle. All right. Next up, how's the all right, depot still getting built over here. Zollikoffer's waiting on 3 more brigades. And these will be rolled into core once we do research that. Johnson's waiting on a couple more brigades. It's like decent time on the batteries from Alabama. Let's go ahead and upgrade their cannons. And before we start, let's see what projects are available. None that we want to take. Okay, we're outnumbered 3-1. So, we definitely need to increase Johnson. Let's get some more appropriate uniforms than olive drab. Mississippi. We'll go with whiting. And Kentucky. We'll go ahead and recruit another unit from Kentucky. And let's start with Buckner. There's actually quite a few Kentucky commanders here. Seem to be heavily influenced cavalry. There's an artillery commander, Gustavus W. Smith, briefly in command of the Army of Northern Virginia before Lee took over and after Johnson's wounding. I'm sure we'll get down to him before too long. But yeah, let's start with Buckner. What else do we have? So that's 6,000 more troops. Everybody, we're going to lose. Maryland. All right, let's go ahead and get some smaller Tennessee brigades. They'll recruit fast. Well, Ashby looks like a decent commander. I saw Leonidas Polk in there. Let's go ahead and recruit an artillery battery under Polk. See how well he can do as commander of just a little battery. All right, so where does that leave Johnson? 21,000. We'll let those troops recruit. He's got a depot right next to him. Head back up here, and don't want. Let's go Army of Potomac. Add a couple more units. I want to use some of the troops that we're going to lose access to at some point. So Maryland and West Virginia. Oh, hold on. Just in case the filters go crazy on us, let's switch this up. Virginia first. Jones. Start with him. And then switch over to Maryland. Archer definitely is going to be up there. Trimble and Elzey with both command brigades, but let's start with Captain Archer. It's actually probably the worst of these, considering he already has experience. But start with him. And that's going to give Beauregard 13,000. You know what? We're going to need more. Definitely going to need more. So let's get some South Carolinians and Virginians. to round this force back out. Switch it back over to Virginia. Kemper, Pickett. And this force is South Carolina. Bonham, not a bad commander. Probably need to use him up first. And let's see. None of these guys have weapons. Okay. Projects. How close are we? We have Austrian rifles. Can we see weapons? Import. All right. 37 days and 37 days for 50,000 Lorenzes. And how many in 50,000 Augustine? So Augustine, 350 yards, not the best. 3 rounds a minute. It'll do. What's it say? Austrian model 1842 Augustine 2-block smoothbore musket, later rifled, sighted, and converted to percussion using the cone-in-barrel technique. Okay. And then Lorenz, an Austrian muzzle-loading rifle musket available for import, reliable and accurate, but without translated manuals, difficult for the Americans to use effectively. Okay. Well, that'll get us started until we get some infields. And let's start the action. Union's routing. Our forces do have a depot here, but we need to recover desperately. And he retreated up the valley. Outstanding debt is 85 million now. Need to recover these forces before, get some readiness in. Beauregard needs to just add all the troops. Army of the Shenandoah, I think we can take that and beat the Army of the Ohio again once their readiness is up. Porterfield. Oh, Porterfield. Porterfield will be the extra force for now. Let's go ahead and get him to Richmond. And just quickly, we are more than halfway to the infields. Okay. Johnson just crossed over into the ability to have some aggressiveness with his readiness. U.S. Navy arming civilian ships, cheaper ships to service, dockyards ready to convert ships, Union transport capacity reduced. Well, I don't think they really have a problem with transport capacity in general, but you know what? Perhaps we should build a market around Richmond. Let's see here. Yeah, right there. See if we can get some more supply thoroughfare through to the Tredegar Iron Works and the Richmond Armory. All right, Potomac, about halfway mustered. Johnson's men recovering nicely. Porterfield's at destination, so let's go ahead and start construction of a depot. One on this side, just in case the Union travels down this road, as they would under Grant historically, this way under McClellan historically, and this way under, I guess, Sheridan. Of course, Sheridan would end up meeting them along the road here. All right, Crittenden-Johnson resolution. A bill to preserve the Union. No action against slavery. Bill passes almost unanimously. Theodore Stevens abstains from voting. So this is a bill passed by the House and the Senate. To try and pull the Union back together without any changes to slavery. Obviously did not work. All right, how are we doing? Okay, so we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 Union armies in Northern Virginia. Let's go ahead and move McCullough up to Fayetteville. We'll build a depot there. How's the depot coming in Knoxville? Almost there. Let's see. Movement. Okay, so the Union's building a depot. I almost want them to complete the depot, and then we'll take it. All right. Let's pause the game. Oh, Napoleons. 12-pounder Napoleons. So let's take a look at our... Get rid of any 6-pounders. Since we have 64 Napoleons, let's go ahead and up our units. 24-pound howitzers can stay, the Parrots can stay, field guns need to go. And we got the Jameses, so might mix up. Let's get some Jameses in this force. Army of the Tennessee. Let's go Jameses, and that's their only one. We've got 3 over here, howitzers, and Napoleons, and we'll give Polk the James rifles. Northwest has none. What do we got over here? Western Army, Napoleons. That's your only one. Missouri State Guard. I don't know that we're going to have too many artillery duels. Yes, so I'm going to fight in the Civil War for probably about an hour to an hour and a half more, and then switch over and continue the Empire War campaign. I'll up the difficulty to its max. We'll see how that goes. Gotta mix it up every now and then, you know? Alright, we have extended to 3-year contracts. That's going to give us more troops, hopefully. I think we're good on diplomacy. Let's go industrialization and increase that. What do we have? All right. So with this, do we want to go cavalry reform, cavalry carbines? What do the Confederate guns give us? Breech loading. Oh, really? Breech loading 1-pounder Williams guns. Okay. That could be interesting to play with. Artillery battalions with up to 16 guns, so we'll need that. Cavalry carbines. Not as important. We have the Richmond rifles. So we'll start there. Cavalry brigades getting larger. Definitely want that. Definitely want horse artillery at some point. What's the most important thing? You know what? With the rifles coming, we probably wait on cavalry reform until we get the Richmond carbines. We just got the Napoleons in and can order more. So probably artillery reform is going to be next. Let's see what that does for us. What officers? Wounded? He's still wounded. All right. Definitely want Pelham back in action. That being said, what can we get here? Another Virginia battery. And let's go for a big battery. And Virginia officers. We'll start with Garnett. Yeah, let's start with Garnett. We'll change these up. It's probably most important for the big artillery battalions to have rifled cannon. So we'll see how that manages. We did get more troops available to recruit. So let's see what fun we can have with that. Looks like Alabama is going to present quite a few troops. Go for Tennessee. Go for... Actually, let's go... That's 6,000 more troops. Let's start there. Let's see. Alabama. Already running low on officers. Let's see here. Probably want to go with a political... Oh, let's start with the actual infantry commander. Let's see how he does, and then Tennessee. Switch that up. Dibral. Who do we want to go with? Anderson doesn't seem bad. Anyone famous that I need to get their career started? Jeffrey Forrest. Younger brother of Nathan Bedford. Probably should be a cavalry commander. Just guessing. Vaughn. Okay, graduated middle of his class from VMI. We'll take him. Get his career started. So that gives Johnson, once those troops are recruited, almost 28,000. That'll go up against the Department of the West. Be able to take them out. And we've issued more bonds. Another 25 million. So now our credit rating is starting to slip. Let's make sure we've got... Yeah. Need those Richmond rifles. And need those... We need more guns. A lot more guns. That's basically what's going on here. All right, Johnson, let's go ahead and have you reclaim the valley. Sure, yep. And Army of the Potomac, you sit right by the depot. All right, Market was built, and it looks like it solved our issues with the Armory and Ironworks in Richmond. Let's see if the Union are still in the center of the valley. Slow crossing that river. Knoxville Depot. Okay. And looks like we found them. Except for now we outnumber them 2-1. So going into the Battle of Strasbourg, Virginia. Clear the Union out of the valley. And then we'll take Zollicoffer north to at least Somerset, Kentucky, London, Kentucky, somewhere in that region. See if we can start drawing Union troops back to the west, away from the east, and give these armies a little bit of breathing room. $11,000 men under McClellan, who's the one Union commander we've beaten so far. And then 22,000. So he's outnumbered 2-1. And these are our most experienced, best troops facing him. The ones that have tasted the sting of defeat. We don't have to worry about reinforcements for either side. So all units are starting on the field of battle today. forces there. Johnson is a great soldier, but he has an unfortunate knack of getting himself shot in nearly every engagement. Kind of. At least towards the beginning of the war he did. Alright, so the Union holds Borden Farm. This is the Newmarket battlefield, and we are coming from the north. The obvious route is to head to Newmarket and then cross. The North Fork of the Shenandoah. Or do we go ahead and cross up here and head down? I think we attack from this direction. Not as good a roads, but we don't have to cross a river. So let's set the... Come on, Johnson. Set the army up, ready to go. We'll leave in double line formation. Start the battle, and let's go ahead and seize the high ground. And we'll speed this up. Order of battle. Enfield, Springfield rifles, Springfield rifles, Springfield rifles. All right, muskets. Mixed muskets for the Texas Brigade. Let's see, Enfields, mixed muskets for Wilcox. Our one-star unit. This is our brigade, if you will. End of the day. Troops resupplied. Deployment. Let's go ahead and troops move forward to better positions during the night. Alright, let's start. Once again, claim the heights. See what this terrain actually looks like. Well, heights are more of the hills behind. But I think this is our best avenue of attack, is down this path to get to Borden Farm. Don't see any dust clouds, so I don't think the Union are moving. I'd have to imagine they're along this irrigation creek or whatever this may be. It looks like it's... Okay, it looks like the water's flowing upstream. But who knows? That's why I called it irrigation. Let's go ahead and speed this up. Get all of our forces moving forward. What we got? My brigade, Wheat's Tigers, going to be the other, at least somewhat experienced unit. Everybody falls in line on the road. Everybody flies past Wheat's Tigers. My brigade's still at 1,500 troops. Definitely been utilizing the long-range rifles. Like I was saying, definitely want to get the Whitworth rifles specifically for my brigade. I want them to be long-range sharpshooters. The Tigers, the perk we'll go for is Suave. There's Stuart's Cavalry. Probably need to start promoting him from Lieutenant Colonel. So Jackson's division setting up on the right. We'll move him to the top crest of the hill. The other two divisions we'll put in the clearing here with the artillery supporting. Once everybody gets moved up. Then I sincerely hope the Union are actually defending the objective. Otherwise, this is for nothing. Marching across country. But at least we get to have some rest. And while we're doing this, let's where's Johnson? There you go. Go for long-range fire. Definitely want to utilize that as much as possible in this engagement. Our troops keep filing into formation. Doesn't look like we have any feuds to deal with this time. Fortunately, Johnson's now Major General, experienced. Jackson got his promotion to Brigadier General Division Command. So hopefully we don't have any feuds in this army. I'd definitely like to get Lee some experience in this fight, if possible. Samuel Cooper, want to get him some experience. Man, these divisions, these brigade commanders, chock full of famous names. I love it. We got Chatham Wheats finally coming up. His troops took forever. Wilcox. So Ruggles Brigade is the former Stonewall Brigade. Almost fully in place. Once the Louisiana Tigers finally move, what is with them? Alright, let's go ahead and get Stewart over here to do some scouting. Magruder's division, move up. Cox division, other side of the road. Let's go ahead and get Pendleton and Herbert position. Jackson, your forces are finally in position. Let's go ahead and move you to the crest. All right, Stewart. Where are they? Where are the Union? Let's go ahead. Maybe some elevation will help. Magruder, stay along the creek. St. George. One would think I would start to see federal troops. Let's move forward again. Ah, okay, so that is where they are. Let's move Jackson down here. All right, well dug in, actually, Jackson. I'm going to send you over here. Philip St. George, move your men to the base of the hill. Magruder, you get to take a spot, an unenviable position. Move the artillery just a touch closer. Napoleon's on both of those. So they are smoothbore, but... Alright, so Jackson, your forces are going to come down the hill, attacking this flank. St. George Cock will fill in here. Magruder fill in the front. And Stewart, let's go ahead and move you around. Let's just keep an eye on movement. See how that goes. I think our artillery's in a good position. Actually, we could probably, yeah. They're firing all, is it 8 guns? 8 guns. They're starting to get some experience. That's good. Alright, Magruder, lay down until everybody's in position. Actually, Jackson, don't need to go that far up the hill. Let's turn, start to come down the hill. Get right at the base. Stewart, dismount. If they try to retreat across the crossing here, we'll have 240 cavalrymen with their carbines ready to go. Hampton, can you please move forward? All right. That's good. We're coming in disrupted and exhausted, moving through the woods. At least it's accurate. I don't really want to force a frontal assault here. Which means I'm going to need Jackson's troops. And I'm going to need them to be the hammer. We're already partially through the day. Enemy casualties are 200? From what? Are they just because they're so grouped together, the Napoleons are able to do more damage? Is it because I told my troops to lay down? Not sure. Not sure. All right, Jackson, your forces are in position. Let's give... All right, we'll launch the attack at 1600 to give these men some time to rest. Union knows we're coming. That's not a surprise. So no reason to rush things. And it is August. Should still give us about 4 hours. 4 hours of battle. Let the artillery do their job. Well, as much as 8 Napoleon 12-pounders can do. Check. 250 casualties. I think that's a little bit high. Yep. Advance. Advance. And advance. Alright. Slow things down here. Wade Hampton. You've got the range. Ewell, you've got range. Springfield muskets. That's Jackson. Advance. Magruder, advance. Come on. Texas Brigade. Texas Brigade. It's actually... Ewell, you go in front of the Texas Brigade. Wade Hampton's already wounded. He's one of 8 casualties. Come on. Okay. You'll go in front, please. Texas Brigade, you're going to be used for charging. Still waiting on orders. Don't want these units engaging alone. Alright, Magruder's at least moving up. Hampton was only wounded, not killed. So he's definitely going to be eventually a cavalry commander. Stephen D. Lee, you are way too small. Gage Hill, you're way too small. Let's go ahead. Cross. Lee, I just need you to get close enough to hit these guys. Alright, here comes the hammer. down the hill. Let's advance the artillery. Their detachment is wavering. So luring D.R. Jones and the Texas Brigade will use those troops to charge. Anderson to the breastworks. Stephen B. Lee move over. H. Hill. Well, once Lee and them get in the action. Alright. Close enough. Rains. You have mixed muskets. You should not be in front. Pull my brigade forward. Wilcox. Alright, Ruggles. You're going to need to be forward of that position. We're still firing. Alright, Recruiter's entire division looks like it's firing. Even if we're friendly or overlapping each other. I want to actually be in contact, not just kind of sort of be in contact. Come on now. Jackson, you take a position over here. Johnson, take a position over here. Here. Witchley. Robert Edward. Not Stephen B. Robert M. Well, getting it out of the way early, I guess. Firing. Troops. Alright, First Brigade's moving forward. Should at least have an advantage over something moving up in this works. Needs Tigers. Alright, once they get a perk, then we'll go for Suave and have them fight laying down. Are they doing a cavalry charge against infantry? Okay, not a charge. How's you all doing? It was only 50 casualties. My forces are firing, although it won't be at long range. Oh, that's almost there. Come on. Just a little bit more. Alright, artillery battery is routed. Looks like they were drawing infantry and cavalry and advancing. Yeah, lowering your able to get shots off. Advance. Ruggles, you're there. Forward, further. Livingston's command. My command. 25 casualties. At least I haven't gotten yet. Alright. We have several troops about to break. Is this the time? Morale is down to 36. Let's do it. Charge about 30. course. I mentioned me getting wounded. And Sam Cooper wounded. Okay. Let's go ahead, withdraw, draw, and T.H. Hill, and Stephen D. Lee. Mule. Back. I can't believe I was. Oh, the insanity of it all. Great. 34. Texas Brigade. Alright, we've routed 2nd Brigade. Let's keep going. The troops moving forward. Texas Brigade's confident. Almost there. Oh, Lee broke. 1st Brigade, thoroughly equipped by Johnson. 1,200 men captured. Enemies retreating, as well they should at this point. Let's speed this up and rout the Federals. Okay, so they routed a couple of my brigades. I routed most of their army. Casualties. This is going to be a major victory with 35% of their force captured or wounded or killed. Morale's down to 2. Looks like we did our job. We did lose 2,000, but 2-to-1 casualties is acceptable. And they're still losing casualties as they run around. 4,000 men. And McClellan is definitely beaten on this one. It was a costly battle in generals more than anything else, to be fair. I can't wait for those Whitworths where no one could even touch my brigade. National morale drops by 0.96. Hampton becomes famous and wounded. Robertson, Jerome. What did I do with Hood? Might just put Hood back in command of the Texas Brigade for a little bit longer. Although he also has a habit of getting wounded. Alright, almost out. Let's see the aftermath here. Robertson loses face. Van Cleve loses face. We captured almost 3,000 rifles, 5 guns, 2,000 enemy troops have been paroled. Killed is almost the same. Their wounded ratio seems higher, but I like that it says the rest wounded. Let you do some math there, which I'm not going to do. But that being said, there's another army marching close. So they're going further into Confederate territory. Interesting to see where these guys end up. Doesn't look. I'm gonna have to fight another battle. The Army of Shenandoah. Check our wounded reports. Gladden. This would be Lee's old brigade. So let's select another Virginian. Kemper. Let's go with Garnett. Anderson, Walton. Another Virginia brigade. We'll start Reynolds. Newell, Jones, Hampton's Legion. This is South Carolinians. Oh, we'll go with Uji. Uji deserves a shot. Robertson. Killed. Those are some famous command. Wade Hampton, Robert E. Lee, John Bell Hood, Samuel Cooper, myself, John Pelham, all wounded at this point in the war. All right. Suitable rank. Let's go ahead and get another Texas man. Felix Robertson. You know what? We'll call him younger brother. Go with that. Wheat, Rains, Lawton. No. So this is a Georgia brigade. I need a good Georgian to lead it. While I'm recuperating. Hugh Mercer. You know what? McClaws. But we will call this give it a name. All right. Let's go ahead and recapture Winchester then. How long do I have to wait? 6 days. And 3 invasions. Okay, so they have not... Where'd they end up? Okay. Yeah, let's capture Winchester. That way we get the depot at Harper's Ferry. Once again, we're facing about 2-to-1 with this force. Once the Union gets core and they're able to group some of these units together, they'll be back. And I'm sure they have many more troops out west than I currently have in the field. But I'll take the local advantage, divide and conquer kind of thing. So we have almost 21,000 days after we fought in Strasbourg, Virginia. Shields this time around instead of McClellan. I know Shields wasn't a horrible commander. Let's see if he's as cautious as McClellan was. Though to be fair, McClellan had a fairly strong defensive position that I was able to completely outflank. Let's see how this goes. No officer or soldier who ever served under me will question the generalship of Joseph E. Johnston. Johnson, definitely highly regarded. All right, back on the Winchester battlefield. Once again, looks like they're holding the heights north of town. So we'll kind of do Similar strategy as we did before. And let's try and set up along this road. And at maximum speed, let's get to it. Winchester did exchange hands something like 30 plus times during the war. So I guess it makes sense that we fight on this battlefield probably more than any other. I think this is already the third battle in this campaign. It'd be nice to get some of our wounded commanders back. Especially since those are some of the best generals in the army. At least they're wounded and not killed. And we're able to use 2 different roads, so deployment's at least a little better here. Oh, shoot. Halt. Oh, Stuart, you're going to be in trouble. And come on. Get the order. Get the order. Don't charge in there, man. You're going to charge in there. And there's nothing I could have done. Okay. All right, so they're right here. Let's go ahead. Set up here. Probably send Magruder and Jackson around the flanks with Philip St. George and a thin line on the center. And we'll just double envelopment. See how that goes. Spotting them again. The troops begin to get into formation. Yep, Stuart withdraws. 120. He took 50% casualties in one volley. That's painful. That is just painful. All right, once these men get into formation, we'll start moving flanking divisions out, spread Philip St. George out into a single line formation. Magruder. All right. Jackson, let's have you move up here. And Magruder, you're going to switch over to look at this road. St. George, center. And then let's move our artillery over just a spot. Hopefully they still have... Might need to move them a little bit further up. That hill. Yeah. That's up here. And that actually may work. All right. Johnson, let's go for long range. Ewell and Uji have the Mississippis in the front, so they will take the lead on the attack. Looks like our enveloping lines are almost there. Magruder behind the hill. Actually, is that a stone wall? That is a stone wall. Are you able to fire? Yes. Pendleton? Yes. All right. Looks like they're adjusting. Jackson, I want you... No. just Jackson. I'm clicking Johnson. Okay. Let's move your forces a little bit further. And Magruder, you come in behind the line. Oof. Those small batteries do not have much staying power. Johnson moved there. Yeah. Magruder. There. Jackson. There. Philip St. George. Why? There. Wonder why it's trying to force my units all the way up this hill. Slow things down just a touch. And that's Lee's former brigade is unstable, but the entire division around them, they should be okay. Further up this hill. Pendleton. Let's get you the hell out of here. That's Ewell. Alright. Cavalry is once again moving forward. Unfortunately, we have Springfield muskets. We can advance just a touch. How are you doing, Jackson? Okay. So they're thinking about coming forward. Magruder forward. Jackson. Touch. Roberts, Texas Brigade, stay put. Advance. What? Well, I'm glad that someone's at least paying attention to orders, but... $810, yeah, we need to not force them. Tigers, you get suave. Alright, so we get you moved to position. Fight laying down. Claws don't ruin my brigade. Artillery firing against the rear of my line. Okay. And the Union are pretty much surrounded. really surprised the 2nd Brigade here is not involved here. Let's get Wilcox firing in their rear. Forward, then move forward. Ruggles, swing you out. Jones, attack something. Buell, please. There's no way this brigade is still. You're literally getting fired on from both sides. And just. Okay, there it goes, fine. Down. Not really. Enemies retreating. Okay. Can't get. Okay. Well. Alright, guys. With the conclusion of this battle, it looks like I'm going to take this as a sign to verify from the game files. So I will call this stream at an end. Will be uploaded to YouTube, Nearly Offshore Gaming. Also, I hope I can exit out of this battle. And then I'll take a short break, and we'll come back with a little Empire at War. See how that goes. The Imperial campaign. Yeah. That's my actual only complaint about this game. Is I know it's still early access, but having to verify files every couple battles. I wish I could keep going. It would be fun. And hopefully I can quit battle. Alright, that's good. 2,000 versus 1,000. Let's see. Some after action. 20% for the Union, so almost another major victory. Double the wounded. I don't think we lost a commander in this fight. No. So the last one we lost 4 generals to wounding. Not this. Army of Shenandoah. It's like St. George's Division definitely did the most damage. Buell's Brigade did the most damage of that. Let's see. Experience goes to Lawrence Brigade, which is the 3rd. Buell's Brigade is 6th best. Gruder's Division, and Jackson's Division. Definitely getting the best. My Highlanders are still the best brigade. That being said, I need to get myself back into action. So training. This is interesting. I wish you could see these numbers at all times. Training. 28. Rock Ridge. Okay. That's interesting. Okay, so these were some of the units initially formed on April 15th. South Carolina. Okay, South Carolina militias from the very beginning has the highest training. Okay, so Stephen D. Lee, press to quit. All right, so twin battles, we'll call them, of Strasbourg and Winchester. Both resounding Confederate victories, 2-1 casualties. Definitely a tight, turning the initiative back. The Union had won 3 straight battles. Oh, Reynolds, poor performance. I guess to be fair, he was taking over Lee's brigade, which had routed after Lee was wounded. But that does mean we now have 2 commanders which are disgraced. I would definitely like to replace them with the commanders I had originally, which were both wounded. So we'll see how it goes. All right, getting back to strategic map. Hancock loses face. Oh no. Definitely like to face Hancock at some point. Captured 1,000 rifles, 5 guns, 307 enemy were paroled. 320. I don't know if it would say if our troops were also paroled. That would be good to know. Before we end the stream, let's see if we've got any. Nothing new there. Just do a quick check. Almost able to get the Enfields and Whitworth rifles. Let's see if Maynard carbine is increased. Starting to get some sharps. 3 3-inch ordnances. Yeah, we're up to 30. 24-pound howitzers. Oh, we can actually have another 2 brigades almost with Springfield rifles. And the Plains rifle, Stephen D. Lee didn't already have Springfields. I equip a smaller brigade with those. 71 6-pounders. And this is the reason that you never allow the AI to produce your weapons. Yeah, that pretty much does it. All right, guys, this will end this stream. Take a quick break and then come back with some Empire at War after I do a little quick validation of these files. All right. Thank you guys for watching. Till next time.